Hey everybody, this is KJ here, and I am coming to you with a post-com for UGL. So it's my UGL Week 8 match, and I did have to sort of play this match at a time where I couldn't actually be doing live commentary. So I figured it would still be good to get a video up. I did end up recording the battle, and yeah, so sorry that these last few weeks have been sort of like not traditional, where I've been doing either no post or no team builder, or this video, which has been no team builder, and it's sort of a post com. So yeah, let's jump into the team that he has really quickly. So we are playing film. This is supposed to be Zanku. Zanku, unfortunately, has dropped a handful of leagues and is sort of just done with Pokemon, I think. So that's unfortunate because Zank is a good friend of ours, and he has definitely, like, him and I started Draft League around the same time, sometime like last October. And I mean, obviously, he was a co-admin in ISL. So yeah, and I mean, this video is super late because I've also been going through some sort of like life things and haven't really had the time to sort of prioritize Mons in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, but anyway, going through the team, we've got Clef, Aegislash, Crawdont, Amoonguss, Seismitoad, Colossal, Heracross, Boltund, Musharna, Rotom Frost, and Cincino. So definitely was afraid of the Aegislash. I thought that Aegislash kind of just ran through my team. um, but yeah, so let's jump into the video, and I can sort of talk through a handful of my decisions and stuff. All right, so we are going to connect here. So do that, and now we are searching. So yeah, and this was a solid game. In general, it was a lot of fun to play, and I'd never played film, so film is in a handful of leagues that I was in, and we just haven't played each other. So really excited to finally get to play him here. I do wish it was with a team that he was like comfortable and drafted with, or drafted himself. He did just kind of like fill in as a sub for Zank. So all right, so here on Team Preview, I do see that he has brought the Cincino, the Boltund, Amoonguss, Seismitoad, Rotom Frost, and Crawdont. So my immediate thinking was his only removal is Rotom Frost, and so I want to be able to get spikes up early. This was a Scarm that was mostly set to just be a suicide lead, so it was set to come in, get spikes up, and potentially taunt something, and kind of go from there. And so you'll see here that's kind of what I was thinking to begin with, was get these spikes up, and hopefully like be able to just kind of do damage to things. Because one thing to note, like his only not grounded Mon was Rotom Frost. So he does lead with Rotom Frost here, and I lead with the Skarmory. Uh, in hindsight, I think I should have clicked Taunt here first, knowing that Rotom was probably carrying Defog, but I decided to go with Spikes. Not sure why I did that, but yeah. So he does reveal that he has Thunder Wave, which is interesting. I was not expecting like a support Rotom set, but especially with the team comp that he had, I thought Rotom offensively would have been pretty solid. So yeah. So here I do, in fact, click Taunt because I'm expecting him to probably defog at this point. So he does defog. That's fine. And we get the taunt off, which is nice. And now I'm kind of thinking he has to either attack me or switch out. So we'll kind of get to this point. So yeah, I'm thinking he wants to attack me or switch out. And I'm like, okay, I can set up spikes. And then I click taunt. So this is actually the first time in Wi-Fi leagues that I've like hard misclicked and been bitten by not being able to sort of take my move back. So unfortunately, do click taunt there. That's rough. And the next mon that he goes into is actually going to be the Boltund, I believe. Yeah, so he goes into Boltund. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, well, I can't switch anything into this because even though Boltund isn't like amazingly offensive, it still hits reasonably hard with like strong jaw and stuff like that. So, and it also has competitive, so that's interesting as well. But yeah, so now I decide I can just sack this thing, get rocks up. He goes for the nuzzle, which was a little surprising, but I think he was expecting me to switch in something else. Like he expected me to preserve Scarm, I think. So at this point, we get the spikes up, and that's Scarm did its job. So, and he does reveal leftovers here, which is a good thing to note that he's not like Life Orb or well, we knew he wasn't Life Orb because he didn't take damage, but notice that he was not like choiced or anything like that. So, uh, yeah, and then here he uses Thunderfang, and this is just gonna pick up the KO, which I'm okay with. We get Rocky Helmet chip, and now we still have spikes up. It's unfortunate because we would have had 2 layers of spikes up, which would have been really nice if it wasn't for the misclick. But as of right now, that doesn't really play too hard into effect. So here I'm thinking, all right, now I can just get Dredagon in, and Moldbreaker Earthquake hits his entire team because obviously he has Rotom, but other than like everything's grounded and he has no flying type, so Earthquake super free here, which is nice. He does get Nuzzle again, so the Drud is going to be parried. That's not a problem as long as we don't get fully parried. And again, double Rocky Helmet, so he does take damage there. And we get the Earthquake, which is nice, so that's going to take this thing out. And that is one fast threat gone, which is a relief. Like having these mons that are like super fast where it was kind of a problem for me. Like especially because I didn't necessarily want to like bring anything crazy fast or anything like that. So yeah. So now he goes into the Seismitoad, and I like the fact that we got the spikes chip on it, and I didn't really know what to do with this thing, so I decided just to glare it because Seismitoad was kind of the one thing that was stopping Lycanroc Dusk, and you will kind of see that. And so we do get fully parried here, and he reveals again he's leftovers here, which is a good thing to note. Uh, and yeah, so now it's just kind of get damage on this thing. In hindsight, I probably should have made sure I kept my Rocky Helmet because he does have Cincino in the back. But yeah, we get the glare off for real this time, and that is very nice. So now that we've lost the Rocky Helmet, I don't know if I necessarily have a good switch into this, and I think Drud has done most of what it's going to need to do. So I'm thinking I can just get damage on this thing. Uh, I don't know if he has an ice move at this point. And he does reveal he has Sludge Wave. I know that Seismitoad does not get Ice Beam. So, or, no, I think it doesn't get Ice Beam. I think it gets an Ice move, but I can't remember if it gets Ice Beam or it gets uh, Ice Punch. I think it might get Ice Punch because it doesn't get Ice Beam. Yeah, I think that's the case. But anyway, so here I'm just thinking, what can I switch in? If he scalds, then I don't want to get a scald burn. I also don't want to potentially take damage on the Chandelure, that especially from like a knockoff. Um, and I mean, the fact that he gets parried here is unfortunate, and we do get the Earthquake off, which is really nice. And so now is when I think the second layer of spikes would have been really nice, because had we gotten the second layer of spikes based on that damage, if we hit this next Earthquake through Para, then we kill the Seismitoad. He does get fully parried here, which again is kind of rough for him, but because of the lack of the second layer of spikes, Seismitoad actually lives that and then gets recovery. So Dredagon is still going to take other chip. And so Film and I had a conversation after the game where we basically said, had I not misclicked and had he hit through one of those paras, then the result really wouldn't have mattered because it would have been the same thing. He still would have hit this sludge wave, and then I still would have killed him with this earthquake. So yeah, I mean, my misclick from like playing too fast and RNG kind of like screwing him over, it definitely mattered because him getting more chip, like in the actual way that the game played out, it mattered. However, if I had gotten to the second layer of spikes up and he had still gotten not parried one of those 2 turns, then it definitely would have been the same result. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to highlight that. I feel bad, like that he got hacks there. So, um, and this is where having the Rocky helmet would have been really nice. So he does hit the tail slap, and this would have been, I think it does chip on each one. So this would have been 4 Rocky helmet chips, which would have been absolutely nice. But it's okay. Uh, this allowed us to go into Urshifu comfortably. Based on the damage, I figured that he was banded, and I knew that we could live the tail slap. So even with the rocks, so I'm gonna go ahead and just click CC to kind of erase this thing. He is faster, so he's gonna be moving first, and we are gonna take some big damage to this. So it is good to know. But and the fact that we are life orb means that the next time something comes in, we're probably gonna take uh, recoil death damage. But Urshifu here wasn't necessarily the win con. It was to do exactly what it did, like kill him on and then potentially get an attack off to kind of take out another mon. So, and we do get the crit. It didn't matter there. We do get the drops there. That's, again, doesn't really matter because we are life orb, so we do die to our next attack. The question is just going to be what his next mon that comes in is. But I think we're faster than everything that is remaining because the Boltund and the Centino are gone. I made sure that I was faster than Rotom Frost at max speed. And then he's got Crawdaunt, which I guess if he has Aqua Jet, then Aqua Jet would be able to kill. But he actually goes into Amoonguss here. So the best play here is just to click Fire Punch and do a ton of damage to this thing and then be able to come in with something else and revenge it. So that is definitely the plan. So we do click Fire Punch, and it does a good amount of damage. It does over half, so that's really nice. We do lose Urshifu to Life Orb Recoil, which, again, was expected. And he clicks Sludge Bomb. Good to know that he has that. Some Amoonguss don't necessarily run it. And we also see that he has Black Sludge. So he's going to get Recovery back. So at this point, I'm thinking, why not just go into Chandelure? We do big damage to anything that potentially switches in. And yeah, I think that'll just be solid. So we do take rocks damage, which is unfortunate because that means that a potential Aqua Jet does do a ton of damage to us. But it's all good. So here I was thinking about Energy Ball because I knew that the Crawdaunt could be a very easy switch into this, but I decided to go with Flamethrower, thinking like, okay, if I don't kill this thing, then it becomes a huge problem, and if he does bring Crawdaunt in, then I mean, we just kind of have to hope that maybe we get a burn or something like that. So, but he does obviously stay in, so Chandelure picks up this kill, and now I expect him to bring in Crawdaunt and potentially have Aqua Jet. So, and he does bring in Bubba the Crawdaunt. That's an inside joke with our friend Bubba because Bubba is a huge Corphish fan, so he named his Crawdaunt Bubba. And I think my play here is just to click Energy Ball and hope that he doesn't have Jet. So that is what I do. And yeah, Energy Ball is going to pick up the kill. So I don't know what his item was, but if he was sashed, then the spikes broke the sash, and I knew that Energy Ball would kill even from full. So that was kind of a no-brainer, assuming that he didn't have Jet. And then, so the last mon he has is the Rotom Frost. And so we've already seen Thunderwave Defog, and now we just kind of go for the Flamethrower to make sure that we don't miss with the Overheat, and this should kill. So he does reveal Thunderwave, which is fine. We just have to make sure that we can attack through the Paralysis, which I think we'll have a few chances to do. but we do hit the flamethrower and we OHKO the Rotom. So that is going to be a 3-0 victory, I believe. And yeah, we're going to move to 8-0. So that does, I believe, officially clinch playoffs. I think I might have preemptively said that we clinched playoffs last week, but now we definitely clinch playoffs. Yeah, with a bunch of teams at 4-4, we are going to clinch. So very, very happy that we were able to clinch there. Very good game to film. I think he has done a good amount with the sort of like hand-me-down team that he's received, because it started off as a team from someone else and they drafted sort of a hyper offensive team, and then come to find out they couldn't actually play in Wi-Fi because of the fact that they were missing what was it? They didn't have a computer that could sort of like connect to the LAN server. So then the next person that took over the team was Zank. Or no, the next person that took over the team was another person, and we kind of just stopped hearing from that person after a couple of weeks. I think it was because the team was just really bad, and they just decided they didn't want to keep up with it. So then Zank took over the team, and as I mentioned earlier, like Zank went on vacation, and so he needed Film to sub, and then Zank has kind of given up Mons now, so Film took over. I really appreciate that. Like, the rest of the admin team also appreciates it. And yeah, good game to Film, as I said before. And we're going to move to 8-0 plus 23 differential. Yeah, I mean, just going to continue to try to grind here. I apologize for how late this video is. Probably going to be seeing this video like a week after I've played the match or so. So, yeah. Anyway, we're 8-0, really happy, clinch playoffs, and next week we'll be going for the bye. So trying to clinch the bye/1 seed. All right, well, that is going to be it. Thank you everybody for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe, leave comments, all that good stuff. I will get back to you. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up here. Peace.